I think it's only natural that people have doubts about online training, and I think the reason it's fairly natural is that we find it as human beings quite hard to adapt to change. We've been so used to doing something one way for so many years that all of a sudden we're forced into doing something differently, and it's uncomfortable. But I then look at everything I've learned in the last 3 years of working online, and that's both as a student and as a trainer. I mean, I've been on both sides of the lens, so to say. And I think actually we've proven many of the things that people doubted could be done can be done. And I see some great benefits to online training. What I found is it's actually easier to customize things so people can be in different breakout rooms working on different things. Where quite often when you're in a traditional classroom, most people are going to be working on the same thing, and it's quite hard to stop people getting distracted by what other people are doing. So I think one key benefit is having that space to break people out and let them truly work. I think another advantage I see of online is the fact that you can give people a lot of autonomy. I've often found that when I'm doing face-to-face training, people are often concerned like, oh my god, he's watching, somebody's watching, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? You can send people away and allow them that sort of freedom just to work with other participants and to not fear that there's a trainer there judging something that they're doing. But then you still have this opportunity to bring everybody back together in the classroom and have those enriching discussions. And then there are other clear benefits that I think make it so great. So I can give you some superb examples. I've been running training sessions in the early mornings working with the EMEA region, and it's so enriching to have a classroom where you got maybe a couple of people from Poland, a couple of people from Portugal, someone from France, someone from Germany, someone from Belgium, the UK, and then extra couple of people from Egypt and Saudi Arabia, and you're also bringing in someone from Greece into that same training session. And while that is possible, face to face, that comes with an enormous cost of bringing everybody together in one place. So I truly believe that online training has helped us break down some of those physical barriers that can make that type of interaction very, very difficult. And so I would encourage any company that is thinking about going purely back to face to reconsider that decision and say, actually, there's a lot to be said for hybrid training, even for continuing with some type of online training as well. And can we embrace the flexibility that it gives us and use that to create very interesting learning dynamics that perhaps we wouldn't be able to do if we were insisting on just being in one physical place. As much as I discuss benefits of training for companies, for participants, I think it would be very foolish to ignore that not every training participant is going to react to online training in the same way. And I spent a lot of time, especially during the pandemic, talking to trainees. And one of the reasons I did it is I think empathy was such a key part of getting through this challenging period, taking the time to talk to someone and say, look, how are you feeling this? How's things at home? And you start to quickly realize that the idea of being in a home office, like in my own personal case, is for some people very, very easy. It's almost like, this is so efficient. I can be in my space, I'm close, I don't need to lose time in traffic. There's peace and there's quiet, I can do everything that I want to. But on the flip side, there are other people who don't experience it in the same way. I have a child, but he's already grown up, he's independent. And I really start to think about participants who have young children at home and think how the inability to separate their sort of training space from where their family is could be actually a major, major challenge. And I know also that other people, they feel very lonely. People are there, you've got people to talk to, but sometimes that human interaction cannot be replaced. So I think companies need to think carefully when they are designing training that it's not just as simple as just transferring everything online. I think you've really got to think about the pedagogical aspects of it. How can you design it to keep people engaged and to make sure that they're meeting their learning expectations? But never forget the community aspect of it. One of the great things that makes training such a wonderful process is this bringing people together. And I think you've always got to take time to be very observant and recognise that if someone's not turning on their webcam or if someone's not interacting as much as possible, it might not be because they're not motivated. It may be down to the fact that perhaps they're a little bit nervous about engaging with other people. Maybe they haven't met some of these people before and so they're a little bit reticent, a little bit shy, so to say. Or there may be other aspects, influence from home. I've certainly worked with university students in particular who are trying to take classes while their parents are watching TV just to the side of them, and it becomes a distraction. And I've even had students being told by a parent to keep their voice down, and so there are challenges to it. So whenever you're designing a course that's going to be hybrid or it's going to be online, I think it's very important to think about that human aspect and realise that some people will need more support than simply being given instructions of how to participate in an activity.